settled in here. We're gonna do a little sewing together today because I wanna get my mannequin and my shirt set up finally. This. Get our music going. It's crazy, it's already Thursday. There we go. Make some room here. Hello, hello. Hi, SK. Hi, Nadem. How are you? Let's see. All my pin collection that I was showing last time on live. I'm gonna go run upstairs and get one other thing and I'll be right back. All right, I needed to get my measurements from upstairs so that I had that ready to go. Hi, Con, how are you? What's your routines in the morning? Like when you wake up, what do you do? Yeah, Benny's here with me. So my morning routine, I wake up and the first thing that I do is just kind of like sit for a second. I do let myself like adjust. I didn't just wake up. I've been up for quite a few hours now, but I wake up and then I always have a cup of coffee first thing. My husband brings me a cup of coffee, and we say good morning. We get ready for the day. Sometimes I'll check my phone. Sometimes I journal. Just kind of depends on like what I'm in the mood for. Hi, Myers. How are you? Oh, let me make sure I do this for top or all chat. There we go. Okay, good, good. Hi, Jennifer. It's good. How's yours? Or maybe at the end of my candle. I finished. This is a good scent. I want to get this scent again. Okay. Let's use that as my little tray of sorts. Let me trim this. It's good. Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to be starting to make my shirt today. I need to do a little bit of modification because the pattern I got, a stray cat bit you know. That's crazy. Yeah, make sure you get that checked out. You have a lot of things you've had to go to the doctor for. That's been crazy. Let me see. Yeah. Oh, it blocked you, but I didn't even see that you said that, Myers. It blocks you from saying it. I won't unhide it just because there's people that are younger than you in the chat. But I didn't even see it. Let me see. I'm also gonna open up my chat here. But it's also the internet, so it doesn't really take, yeah, no, you're not allowed to say that word, at least in the eyes of YouTube. Control room. I have here. Thank you, Charlie. Hello, hello. Yeah, oh, that's good. When I was, I did a study abroad in Spain, and I was on this like hiking trail with a bunch of my classmates and mates and my professor, and I got bit by a German Shepherd, and thank you, I appreciate that. Adriana Lima, I wish. Thank you for the compliment. Thank you, thank you. And I got bit by a German Shepherd, and I had to stop walking for the day, go to like the Spanish like clinic thing, and then they were like looking at it and they're like, oh, like it's not deep enough. Hi, Eddie, how are you, Chico? Yeah, so it was like a whole thing. But one of the guys that was walking with us on the trail when I got bit by the dog was like, oh, you're gonna have to get like a needle like this long in like your butt. It was like a whole thing. But I was like, thank God that didn't happen. Needles, I'm not afraid of many things. Rarely would I say do I get like scared, but I don't like needles. So maybe something happened in a past life with that that I didn't even know about, but who knows. Same with heights as well. And I don't think anyone wants to get kidnapped secretly. That's a brave question for this time. Secretly or not secretly? Hi, Kendall. Welcome back. Hello, hello. Great. I know. Yeah. No, the dog bit my thigh. I still have... Oh, how old is he? He's gonna be... So I've had him since... He'll be 5. He is 5 or he'll be 5. I have to do the math and go back and look at my phone. But I found him around like lockdown time, outside. But yeah, 5 or 6. Yeah, exactly. No one wants that. No one wants that. Let me do this. I'm gonna plug in my computer now that he jumped down. Yes, I'm technically a fashion designer, not by profession, but as a hobbyist. I actually was thinking about taking a couple classes. Let me do this. At FIT in the city, so we shall see. I took a figure drawing class there once before, which was fun. I have my portfolio somewhere here. Coolest thing I've made so far, I made my prom dress senior year. I've also made some curtains and pillows, but those are pretty simple. Oh, sushi, that's so cute. I love that. But I did Paxton make my prom dress. FIT is a fun name, it's true. Yeah, the Fashion Institute of Technology. So I have my mannequin here. Let's see, I'm gonna move over my candelabra. And adjust. So this is in centimeters. When I pin my pattern, I'll bring you guys over to the left-hand side with me so you could see what I'm working on, but almost. Let me get my other pin cushion. Oh, actually. I don't know how many of you guys are actually into... Hi, Con, how are you? Yeah, it was really fun. I made my prom dress. I had to do a whole portfolio for FIT because I did apply to FIT to go there for school, but I didn't get accepted. And you can apply again. The average age actually at FIT, which I didn't know at the time, for freshmen is like 20 to 22. So it's actually a little bit older. Yeah, I do have a picture of my prom dress. I can post it in prom dress photo. I'll post it in our community. It was blue and it had a scoop neck, like, or a scoop like low back that I lined with fabric, and then I put like a rosette here. Hello, hello, Ahmed, how are you? So I really, oh, okay, I have that needle. I'm separating all my pins here. Some of them are for my sewing machine. Some staples here, some things that I can just toss. Feels a little dull. But yeah, that was probably like the most exciting thing I ever made was my prom dress. So I'll find the photo and post that. Thank you, Ahmed. Yes, I'm equally as lucky, equally as blessed to have him as my husband. But thank you, thank you. Yeah, sure, like gothic spiderweb arm sleeve. Yeah, there you go, right? I love that. Oh, sewing bandanas. I love that. Yeah, I can, let me see. Oh, I'll get them upstairs. I have to get the rest of the pattern upstairs because I was working in my kitchen the last 2 days. I had a lot of fun with you guys yesterday on the cooking live. Thanks to those of you who joined. So every Wednesday I do a cooking live. Hi, son. And I'm gonna make a poll so you guys can vote on the next thing that I'm gonna make on Wednesday. And I was like, maybe on Thursday I'll do a sewing live. Hi, UXT Zone. Yes, absolutely. Welcome back. Thanks for hanging out with us today. But I was thinking then maybe Thursday I'll start doing like a sewing live, or every live I'll do something different. Thank you, thank you. But yeah. Yeah. It's so funny. This is the hard part about having nails. Is hi Ghost, how are you? Yeah, oh my gosh, you felt sick. I don't know how many of you are into astrology like I am, but yesterday, it was really early this morning, 1:23 a.m., which I like that it was 1:23 UTC time. Yeah, I'm so glad you like it, SK. Oh yes, arroz con pollo, sí. Yeah. Oh, banana, oh, pizza. Okay, so pizza. And then arroz con pollo. Do you have Spanish? Like in you, are you of Spanish descent, Eddie? What else was I gonna say? Okay, so I'll let people vote between arroz con pollo and then chicken biryani, which is basically the Indian version of that. And then any other requests that you guys have now that I can put on the poll, we can do that. I'll take a look as I'm separating all the pins from each other here. It's good, Darshak. How are you? But I'm making a shirt. I have a shirt actually that you guys voted on in the community for me to decide. Oh, your parents are from Mexico. That's so cool. I love that. Can you tolerate spice? Oh, blueberry or okay. I'm intimidated by making a croissant, but I will try. I'm not doing a tailoring course. I took sewing classes in high school. Let me write down croissant. I'll start with blueberry because I love blueberries. I look like a blueberry today. Blue is the theme of the day, apparently. But what's funny is that, so these tomatoes, if you put the needle or pin through the strawberry, it sharpens the tip of it. So that's why there's this little strawberry on the side. It has like I don't know what's actually in it, if it's sand or like some variation of like, you know, stone of some kind, some sort of like pumice stone, but it sharpens the pins so that you can use them again and again. But yeah, I was wondering if you could tolerate spice. Oh, California. I'm actually not even remotely close to California. I'm on the opposite side of the world. So that leads me to believe that you may not be American. Like most of my audience, which is true. So I'm sewing. So I have a form here. And I'm going to start making my shirt that you guys voted on in the community. What about, oh, birria tacos? That sounds good too. I actually just got Mexican food last Friday with one of my friends. So I'll put that. I think I could do like 4. But yeah. Yeah. So the astrology, we had a new moon in Pisces last night, 9:23 Eastern Standard Time, which was, well, let me see, 6 o'clock for you guys in California, 6:23, 1:23 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so it's a lot about like, a lot of people were very emotional or felt sick yesterday. I'm from America. I'm from North America. Sí, ¿cómo te llamas? Wait, ¿cómo te llamas? How are you, right? Or no, what are you called? Yeah. ¿Cómo eu se nome? Portuguese sounds so like, it's so different, distinctly different. It's like, that's how Portuguese sounds to me. As an American that doesn't know how to speak it. But I do love Portuguese. I need to learn. So you could teach me, Eric. Yeah, ¿cómo te llamas? Everything is safe here so far. I think that anywhere we are in the world, because we're so connected and like, namaste, we can hear about what's going on in each other's countries. Like, even when there's things going on, ¿cómo estás? Yes, I always confuse it too in the moment when I'm not thinking about it. Yeah, I know, SK, there's so much I could say about that too. Hi, Karan, how are you? I could tolerate spice however I need. Yeah, I understand, Eddie, absolutely. No, assalamu alaikum, hello. Oh, Ukraine, oh, Amanda, let me see, okay, Ukrainian, I'm gonna write that down. Cheburi, okay, Ukrainian empanada, I love that. Portuguese is pretty interesting. Yeah, hi, Ak, how are you? Happy Thursday. What was I just gonna say? Oh, but the quick note about astrology with the new moon in Pisces is that basically in astrology, every sign is broken down into 30 degrees. So there's 0 degrees all the way to 29, and we count 0 as a degree in astrology. And so the new moon in Pisces was at 28 degrees, or like the very end of Pisces. So because Pisces is a water sign, it has a lot to do with like hi Suraj, the water in our body, like feminine energy connected to the mom, things along those lines. So it was a lot of people were very emotional yesterday. I had so many people that were reaching out like, Brenna, help me, like what went wrong? So I was having a couple conversations and readings about that. I'm good today. ¿Cuál es tu nombre? It was popular, yes. And Mexican Spanish is so different than Cuban Spanish. So my husband speaks Caribbean Spanish. Yeah, exactly. So I know like como te llamas, like the way that I probably have a Cuban accent when I speak Spanish because of my husband. Oh, carbonara, yes. Carbonara. Do you ever see that like newscaster? It was the Italian guy, an ice cream sundae. That he was on a British TV show, and the lady goes like, if you actually added ham to this, it would taste more like a carbonara or a carbonara or something. And the guy goes like, if my grandmother had wheels, she'd be a bicycle. Like that is like such a common meme in the US. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but I love that because he was basically like telling her like, be quiet. Oh, like, what are you even saying? Like, let me have my dish. Hi, Tarun, how are you? Yes, my blue. I know a lot of people like when I'm in blue. Hi, Deb. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. It's popular. Stanley sponsors a lot of influencers. It's not like it's more expensive. I got this as a gift. But I think because of the dollar to, I don't know what the currency is in India, actually. Thank you, Tarun. I can write in cursive. I'm old enough to have been taught that in school. Yes, Eid Mubarak, Akash. How are you? Rupees, thank you, Suraj. Thank you, Deb. But, yeah, I think the conversion is extreme. But a lot of, like, famous Stanley and then Hydro Jug, they sponsor or will gift a lot of famous people with gifts like this or like water bottles like this. So we see that a lot. Thank you, Deb. I do work out. I actually did. I do walking every day. I do like a fast, like speed walking. I'm one of those. Because running weighs down the face after a while. You can see it in people's skin when they run a lot, and I don't want that. I want my face to be lifted as naturally as possible. So I like walking, and then I did an arm workout the last 2 days, but I need to do legs. But I kind of want to do arms again because I like doing arms. Yeah. This is the fabric that I'll be using. I like that it's double-sided, so I don't have to double layer too. Kolkata, okay. Yeah, you're a Gemini and your boyfriend is a Scorpio. I think when it's great, it can be amazing, but when it's bad, it's not so fun. So, you know, it's not, I would also look at, what I look at for compatibility too, SK, is actually your rising sign. So if you can get your rising sign for me, which is also labeled as your ascendant or your ACS. I can also tell you more about that. I'm in America, in North America. I think I know which game would play. Oh yeah, I know you're driving in the night. Oh yeah, well I think of any time I think of a driving game, I think of GTA, Grand Theft Auto. Do this. Okay. And that was always the best soundtrack, even though I never played it. I always just like the soundtrack for the shows. Yeah. You can visit Karlam. Yeah, listen, when I plan to go to Asia, I will. He looks like he's a red flag, but I swear he's green. Yeah, well, every Scorpio has a lot of intensity. I have a lot of Scorpio in the peak of my chart, so my eyes have a level of intensity that people feel. Yeah, so this wouldn't be $537. You need to move the decimal point. It's probably $53.77, but this would be like 50. But I would never pay $537 for a water bottle. Never, ever. That's like so silly. $537 is like 1 month of a car payment or a car note in the US. So, very different. But you're close. I think it's just the decimal point is over. Yeah, Portuguese is easy. I say this because I'm Brazilian. Of course, because it's your native language. Native language. But yeah, you and your boyfriend SK have a lot of experiences that you'll be learning together very quickly. Where is my... Don't know. I may need to run upstairs to get my tape measure, but let me think about how I want to go about this. Let me look over here. You know what I forgot to put up too is the question. Hold on, before I forget to do that. Karachi, there you go. Hi, Kafil, welcome back. I am a fashion designer, just not for hobby. There we go. Okay. No. Yeah, I think that's probably a decimal point off, but like, yeah, I think for the dollar to rupee ratio, I want to say it's like, let me see, before I quote the wrong thing. 1 USD in rupees. So it looks like, so 1 US dollar is approximately 92 to 93 Indian rupees. That's the rate. So, yeah. I don't know. So I know that when I transfer, when I do the exchange from American dollars to euros are always a little bit higher. So, when to go. I've been on the internet a long time. I'm not gonna get got that easy. We've seen all the memes by now, all the compilations of people trying to get got online. Yeah, it's not. I know, it's true. Yes, I know. I'm gonna be working on my mannequin today. Let me go upstairs and get my tape measure so that I make sure I can put her to my measurements. There we go. And then I'll check the chat in between. Yes, Eid Mubarak. Hello, hello. What time do I wake up early in the early morning? Anytime between like 8:30, which is later than most people. But my other light. Okay. You can see Benny. He likes to lay behind my laptop where it's warm. Hi from the UAE. We're still a little bit ahead. It's still yesterday. Here it's still yesterday. Oh, your friend Gabe watches my videos. That's so nice. I love that. Yes, I'm gonna add that poll, not on the live, but I'm gonna ask it in our community. So if you subscribe to my page and check the community, you'll see it there. Yes, I've seen that. It's like it's so cool because it falls on the spring equinox, so the first day of spring, which is really cool. So we have Eid, the first day of spring. Let's see. Hello, hello. Yeah, I do work out. That I do. Like 5 days a week. A ghost is behind me. Yeah. Listen, I love talking to ghosts. We actually had a bunch of we were talking about I already wrote my measurements. Yeah. I'm just matching my mannequin with. So what's nice about this mannequin is that, oops, make sure I don't lift her off the base, is that I take my measurements, right? And then these knobs you can adjust to match your own size. So it's like a custom dress form. Happy Thursday, Swas. A custom, I have to go under my thing, a custom dress form that you can make to fit your body. So it still won't be perfectly exact because the ratios, like not everyone has this like waist ratio. But we'll do what we can to make it even. Pretty even there. So we'll go back and adjust it. Yeah, it's so cool. Hi, Keshav. How are you? How are you? How are you? You can look here too. Yeah, we were talking about our scary ghost stories the other day, which I appreciated. Maybe I'll actually do that a little bit so I can see it. Especially it's funny with the doorway. It looks so like scary in there too. This is a little wide compared to me and my measurements, but let's see. Yes, Akash. You're already scared? That's so funny. Hi, Harsha. How are you? But I'm working on my shirt. So you guys will come down here with me in a second, but ignore my bookshelf that I need. But I have my pattern laid out on the floor. So after I'm done making the, adjusting the dress form, then we'll go to the floor and hang out over there so that I can fix my pattern and start to, because I have to adjust it a little bit from the actual size that it is. So let's see. As I adjust the knobs, I just keep measuring. So it needs to be a little larger, and then what is the hip situation? Here. Waist. So we're going through. I have the comment on both sides. Oh, good. I'm glad you were able to get your phone turned back on. That's so stressful. Mercury retrograde also ends tomorrow, so it doesn't surprise me that that's the time, or that that's happening. Yeah, I'm getting a new bookshelf. So I'm rearranging my upstairs and my downstairs. So I'm waiting for my bookshelf to come in so that I can arrange them. I am Tony, yeah. But yeah, but I'm gonna make a shirt next. Let me see. And then Akash, I didn't see any other comments that you said. I already answered what I was doing, so I don't know if there's any other comments that you said. Yeah, interesting, Jean. I live in West Bengal. Oh yeah. So I thought you meant like actual like Panchins, but yeah. Oh, so I'm Bangladeshi and Japanese. That's such a cool mix. My father's Japanese, my mother's Bengali, and Swas was answering you there too. Oh, that's so cool. I am seeing at the library. Have the book you wanted to read? Yeah, that's good. I love a good library. Yeah, I do like to read. Those are books that I've had though over years too. From India, welcome. I'm from North America. Your bust is. Right, now we have the under bust. It's also right now natural waist. So we're going to expand a little bit. a little bit better for what I needed it to be. So it's close, not exact, but it's perfect, yeah. Thank you, Joseph. Nice to see you again. Oh yeah, Mohammed and Tejas. There's always someone that's arguing. It's online, you know, unfortunately. Mauritius Island, welcome. That's so cool. What type of books? Oh my gosh. So I have A Court of Thorns and Roses, which you might like, Eddie. I don't know if you like it. That was like one that my friend told me to read. It's like a fantasy world, like not rom-com, like romantasy, I think it's called. I have my school yearbooks there. I have Rich Dad, Poor Dad. What else do I have? I also have my little bookshelf over there too. I have, what do I have? I have a poetry book, a book about Paris, Freakonomics, Open to Channeling, Leaders Eat Last, a meditation book. Yeah, I have a lot. An art book, all those kinds of things. Yeah. You were sewing shorts and accidentally the needle stuck my finger. Oh my gosh. No. Sorry, I didn't mean to torture you. Akash, I already did my makeup because I had some things to do earlier. No social media, yeah. That's crazy though. I hope your finger feels better. That's awful. Awful, awful. That's so annoying. Welcome, welcome. Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, I'm sewing the robot later. Exactly. Exactly. All right, Benny, you want to start to do our setup over here? Yeah, this side of my office is the not so aesthetic side. It's still a little aesthetic, but I have like a bunch of other things that I'll be doing. So I have my mess in the background. Oh no, you don't want to touch that. That's not a toy. I know it looks like your toy. Here, you have your donut. 1, 2, 3. He's like, what is that? Okay, let me see. Let me actually move you guys up here. I have this little footstool so that I can see you guys a little better. There we go. And Benny's butt. But I'm sewing a shirt. Yeah. 311. Hi, Melody. Welcome. Growing Your Channel podcast book. I turned 58 on 3/11. Happy belated birthday. Your book is 311. What is the 311 about? Thank you so much. Hi, Game Changer. How are you? Hi, Benny. Yeah. Benny, your friend Swas says hello. You want to come here and say hi? Where'd you go? You saying hi? Oh, he doesn't want to say hello. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to show your belly to the camera. I didn't mean to. You gonna go outside and watch the birdies? I don't let him outside, but he'll stay at the door. No, I didn't see it. Eid Mubarak. 2 kittens, exactly. Hi, Binu, how are you? Yeah, there's new members in the live, yes. But yeah, Melody, let me know what your book is about. I just got a text from my friend. Hold on. Wait, hold on. I need to read this. Play with the fabric? What are you doing? So I'm gonna have to, oh my goodness, you're gonna be so ferocious. This is his playtime too. I know you're so happy that I'm on the floor. Yeah, you are. So nice too. Benny. Oops. One, two. So I have to think about how to fix this around. 2, 3. Yeah. They're not for sale, Manju. Yeah. I don't think there was a joke here, or I just didn't understand it, but I don't see one. Yeah. Yeah, the last thing I think I see is you smashed my joke, but that doesn't even technically make sense. I know I need to give him yarn, right? Okay. So we have to be careful with this because this is mommy's fabric. This is what I have to figure out how to sew. Oh, hold on. You gonna try to sew, Benny? So what I'm trying to figure out is the way that this pattern is set up, I don't have enough fabric, so I kind of have to make my own pattern with a pattern that already exists. Without getting attacked. You gonna try to play? I know you just want to have a fun time. I know. So my nail lady always asks me why I have scratches on my hand. This is why. Thank you, Eshank, how are you? Yeah, acts like they know each other for a long time. I know. People have always told me that about me too. Hi, Top, how are you? That like, I'm the person that like, I'll be walking around like the grocery store and people are always like, I feel like I've known you forever. Like there's like that phrase, you're being ferocious. You're being ferocious guy. Meow. Turn on my sweater. Meow. This is why I can't get anything done. The day our world is gonna explore spending. Oh wow. Yeah, that sounds really cool, Melody. I'll tell you. Oh, this is Benny. I'll tell you that when you're writing certain words on social media, sometimes if you don't have a following yet, you will get censored. I'm not studying law. I mean, I do study law, but I have friends that are lawyers that can just do that for me. He wants to be ferocious. I know you like that I'm here on the floor with you, so you think it's playtime. Because I'm not usually here doing this like this, right? You're being funny. Love to you guys. I bought some $2.02 for this cat. No, I would never sell him. Yeah, there's spammers. I mean, there's always going to be spammers, but I got rid of them. And they've been people that were spamming my live before, so we just get rid of them and move on to another day. Let's see. I know. I don't think you're going to let me get much done today, are you? I don't think I'm going to get too much done. Usually this is your nap time and you like to lay by the window on the pillow. But is that not going to happen today? He's like, Mom, I was trying to be tough, but you're being too nice. Oh my gosh, 88 long form, 34 shorts, but a multiple pass, struggling to grow. I would say for me, like I primarily use YouTube for, see, you keep getting stuck, for live streaming. I'm gonna hold you hostage. No, you can't bite me. Daddy would be so mad, he would be yelling at you because you're being fresh with Mommy. He's being tough boy for the camera. No. Okay, that's enough. That's enough now, okay? But tips for growing on YouTube. I primarily connect with people via live stream. So, hi Faisal. Hi Taib, how are you? So, I would recommend trying that out if you're somebody who's comfortable in front of the camera. I also think that what the frustrating part about social media right now is that the ways that how you used to be able to grow on social media is by posting more. But growing on social media really comes with like authentic connection and showing people that you actually care about your people, not just what you're trying to promote or push through your live. So, you know, when you think about what the intention is and trying to get people to understand your book is like, what is the conversation, what's the conversation that's being created, which is what every author needs. Like, what's the conversation that's being created around your book, and why should people care? The biggest thing that I always say, and I do this in my business sessions with people, is this is cool, but why should other people give a shit about what I'm doing, right? Like, what am I contributing to the world through sharing or hopping on live or doing what I'm doing? And that is the best tip that I can give you. Figuring out how it impacts the people around you. Because we all went through lockdown, right? But let me go back and see. Benny was distracting me. Yeah, away from the table, exactly. What the book was about specifically. So, The Day Our World Disconnected. I love that. It's for global loneliness. Yeah, and I think like, if I were you talking about the global loneliness epidemic, right? Like, I would look for deeper ways to make a connection. Now, just posting a video and hoping people will see it isn't enough. Yeah. Now that I have published my book, my next goal is to start doing live streams. I would do live streams, and then I would start to look at, like, with specific chapters, hi Darth, specific chapters from your book, I would recommend specific chapters or excerpts that you can read from on podcasts that make a connection with people. So let's say you wrote something about true crime, like there was a true crime component to your book. No, I didn't really understand what you were saying. Siraj, I think is your name, UXT Zone. Siraj, correct me if I'm wrong. I didn't really understand what your joke was. The translation, I don't understand. Hi Sam, welcome. I'm in America. Yeah, he was opening the door. It gets cold because I don't have the heat on in the other room. So he'll push it open in a second. Yeah, listen, Melody. My background, I do a business management now for people who are entrepreneurs. Or trying to grow their business in some way. It's part of what I do, but I also worked in talent management in New York City for like a big portion of my 20s. So a lot of what I do is teach people about like talent management, how to market themselves. Again, this is cool, but why should other people care about it is a big thing. Angela Lansbury. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. I remember that show. My grandmother loved that show. Yes, I knew you were asking UXT Zone SK. Yes, thank you for clarifying that. Okay, hold on. But I would think of an excerpt that's relative to Melody, relative to the podcast you're applying for. So if you are, applying to a true crime podcast, maybe there's a part in your book that you wrote a chapter about the statistics of how lockdown affected that. Okay, yes, Siraj, yes. I'm pretty good at remembering. I have a pretty good memory. But yeah, those would be some of the things. So let me know if that struck any other questions, or if you guys have any other questions that you want me to answer, advice that you want me to give you. Because I know a lot about random things, and if I'm not using the information, I'm happy to help you guys in some way. What's the name of the book? Oh, it's a 311 or 311, I think is how. New York. Yeah, your cats are so smart. That's so funny, people think I'm from California, but I am not. That's been the theme of the live today, I guess. Okay, so let me see. So is this side is different. Okay, so I have to consider that this is gonna be the front side that I want. I'm gonna keep the raw edge. Okay, and I need to cut that. I have to figure this out also. Let's see. $1 pizza. Yes, I don't even know if they have a dollar pizza slice anymore. It's like $1. It's like the dollar store in America. You used to have like the 99-cent store, and it was like, it's like the $1.25 store now. Hi, Kofi. Yeah. So I don't have eyeshadow actually on right now. I put a little bronzer. So I bring my bronzer over. I just go like that, and then I have a Sephora highlight. But it's the old Benefit Hoola bronzer, which is how you know I'm a millennial, because millennials use that more so. But yeah, but my live stream today, I'm sewing, so I'm working on a pattern right now. But the pattern that I got is a little... I'm not going to probably do a printable pattern. I have a fabric store in town, just because it didn't line up like it was exactly supposed to. And I have to trim the edges to see like how I have to tweak it a little bit. So I'm going to work with what I got here though, because it's a good baseline for me to start to make some things. Did you tell me how I became a billionaire? How you're going to become a billionaire? I sometimes use eyeshadow. I know. I use NARS blush, and I use Clinique Even Better foundation. It's like it's buildable coverage, which means that you can add layers to it. But I like it because it's actually lightweight, and there's an SPF 15 in it as well. Oh no, that doesn't. I have a live that I did a get ready with me live the other day. And I have my makeup there too. No, I'm married. Yeah, thank you. Hi, Vasu. How are you? I had another Vasu in here, but I wasn't sure if it was you or not, but I was thinking of you. I hope you're having a good week, or it was a good week for you. And I have a son named Benny. Yes, I'm married and my son's name is Benny. So I'm doing a little sewing today. I did cooking yesterday. I think I'll do like a sewing live on Thursday, and maybe I'll stick to my cooking lives, but I'm going to put a poll in the chat, or not in the chat. I'm going to put a poll on my page so you guys can vote with what I'm going to make next on live. What is that? Something stuck. Oh, okay. Sewing, yes, it's daytime here, so this is actually the sunlight. Oh, just had no surgery. Oh my gosh, I'm glad it went well. Yeah, I'm glad it went well. Anders, you're a random in the chat, but it's more so for my people that know me that have been here for a while. But welcome. Good use of your discernment, though. I always feel bad for people who have had like such shit life experiences that like, they're like, I don't believe that anyone would ever help me. You know, that makes me sad for people, but to each their own. Okay. I have to think about where I'm gonna fold this as well. But yeah, Vasu, I'm gonna make a poll so you guys can choose. Who is Serbian American? Do you know? Do I know anyone that's Serbian American? One of my friends' fiancés is Serbian American, but I don't know like what part he's from. Yeah. Thank you, Dev. Hi, Sam. I'm doing a pattern, so I'm cutting a pattern right now for a shirt that I'm gonna make. Yeah. But yeah, it's daytime. Let me see. It's daytime here. I'll save something funny for a year ago. I sprained my ankle outside. I went home. Oh my gosh, my sprained his ankle. Oh my gosh. Wow, so you guys are so connected. That's so funny. I mean, that's not funny that that happened, but like, what are the chances of that actually happening? You're like, we are one. We are one, we are connected. Let's see. Cut this guy too. I'm just getting rid of all the extra paper on the pattern so that way I can make sure that I'm cutting exactly what I need. Because if I don't have to waste any fabric and I have to be a little bit creative with how I'm using this pattern and cutting the fabric in different pieces, I like to be able to do that and work on that. No, yeah, I have my my ring on the other finger, so this is right hand. Hi Morocco, welcome. My views on Islam. Arjun, welcome. We were talking about it actually. We have a couple friends in here that are Muslim, so we were saying Eid Mubarak to everybody. But I grew up in a diverse area of the world, so for me, like, I have friends that are Muslim, that are Greek Orthodox, that are Jewish, so it's, you know, I'm not from an area of the world where that's like uncommon. But yeah. Yes, exactly. This is the same office. This is usually you guys see me over there, but I'm over on the other side today. So you have a new area. Oh no, lost my job feels like it's the best. I feel like it's the best. A lot of people that lost their job right now feel like they're in the same boat. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so I'm sorry about that, but hopefully helpful. What advice according to my words? I don't know what you mean. Yeah, it's probably astrology related. I'm not sure what you're working on. Yeah, this isn't astrology related. This is just hobby related. But this is for my sewing pattern. This is for a shirt that I'm making. But yeah. Oh yeah, people, I don't think that Capricorns are jerks. More so it's like you just don't care about things that you don't have to care about. You know, you're like, why you don't get bogged down with petty drama. So that's why when people can't bring you into, when people can't bring you into their drama, they think that you're cold. And that's what they mean by jerks, but it's not true. How old do you think I am? Brenna will be okay if aliens come down. She's a nice person. We'll start conversations. Exactly. Bye, Eddie. I'll see you next time. See you next time. I don't know who Cinder is. Maybe Siddharth you meant? Any suggestions from your side regarding books on business? I really liked the book, The Cutting Edge. A book I did not like that I would not recommend is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. You are better off Google or like looking on YouTube for a video because the guy takes like 40 chapters to get to the point. Those books I don't like. Hi Guru, of course I do. Welcome back. You're so funny. Thank you, Paxton. You say that every time. My people that are back, I do remember. Unless you change your username a bunch of times, then I don't remember because it's hard to keep track of the same person. Oh, writing down your thoughts. I love that. And journaling. It feels weird reading my thoughts out loud after journaling them, but I'm sticking to it. I love that. Hi, Brazil. I'm from the US. I'm in America. I don't speak Portuguese, but I should practice. Yeah. I know. I think the jokes get lost in translation. So I did a cooking live yesterday. I made butter chicken. Hi, Mandeep. Yes. Hi, Manju. Aw, thank you. Bobby, you're so funny. Aw, thank you, DP. I appreciate that. I think you don't like jokes. I just don't understand what you're trying to say. Hi, Ashu. I'm also focused, so my focus is scattered in between the live and my pattern and what I'm doing now too. So, oh my gosh, if I need a chill pill, you need to scroll. Some of the people on here cast, oh my god. Oh my god. What you think what Mandeep meaning is. Oh, what do I think the name meaning is? I don't know. What is it? Yeah. Yeah, Paxton, you don't really like yourself lately. What don't you like about yourself? What do you feel, why do you feel disconnected from yourself? Yeah, I think it's a, your English, there's a translation barrier there. Hi, Santos, welcome back. Russian is another language. That's a cool, yeah. Oh, Lamp of the Heart, that's sweet. I love that. My name means raven-haired warrior, so it's kind of metal, but which is funny. Okay. Now I have to think about how to set this up. So that is the armhole, and this is where it goes down. That's the strap. Fold on. I have to go back upstairs to get the other part of my pattern. And I have my little mischievous guy here. I know you're having so much fun that we're on the floor. You love it. You love it. So he's my assistant here is delaying some of the work, but at least it's a hobby, so all in good time. Yeah. Yeah, I'll show outside in a little bit. You can kind of see a little from here, but not very good. Oh, thank you, SK. I appreciate that. Yeah. The Hindu New Year too. Oh wow, that's awesome. What do you say? How do you say Happy New Year? There's a lot of interesting things that are going on. Can I get a job in the US? It's very challenging. It's challenging for American citizens to get jobs right now. So um, I would not recommend necessarily looking for a job here now if you are not a US citizen. It's very difficult, very difficult. It's 2:12 p.m. Oops. There we go. There we go. Let's see. But yeah, it's 14:12. Okay. So let me move this guy over here. Move this over here. Okay. And then I have to go back up in a second to go get my stuff back and forth. I just got a lot of shame. I think I'm just tired. I understand. I mean, listen, like everybody makes mistakes, right? There's all things that we have growing on. Definitely not going to cut my hair for the live stream. But yeah, I think that whenever forgiveness is a big word, and figuring out how to forgive yourself, even if other people don't forgive you when you apologize, is a big piece of it, Paxton, without exactly knowing what it is that you've got going on. But, you know, you can see the painting. Painting's already there. It's The Birth of Venus by Botticelli, so you can look it up. How you tell me, how can I make a girlfriend? See, the way you would say that, Santos, is how do I get a girlfriend? No, you're fine, Josh. Yes, thank you for saying I have good ideas. But it depends on how old you are. But I feel like a lot of the advice I have works for people that are in their 20s, you know, and 30s, because it just depends on like if you're in school, and school is always just going to be like an awkward time with like middle school and high school for a lot of younger kids. I mean, listen, there's nothing. No, it's not. I literally wrote, what advice do you need? So it's not whining when I've opened the floor for these types of conversations, and I'm happy to help in any way that I can, even if it's small. But, you know, some of the things that I can think of that like you can't control. Anyone who is making fun of you for something that you can't control is a loser anyway. You know, it's like somebody who like, they don't actually, there's a couple different veins that people can go in. You know, it's somebody who doesn't have an idea of how difficult life could be, or they're people who are suffering so much that they take that suffering out on somebody who they perceive to be an easy target. And once you understand that anyone who makes fun of, or potentially like you feel judgment from, you realize that always they come from one of those two camps. Life gets a little bit lighter. It doesn't happen like, oh, Brenna told me this, now I remember it and I walk through my day like that. It takes practice to build, you know, that kind of buffer, emotional buffer within you. But once you allow yourself to build that momentum, and remember, like, and you can, you know, it's starting to use your discernment. When I look at this person, and sometimes it's a matter of both things. You know, where people, you know, I grew up, I went to private school for a period of time. So there were a lot of people that had, you know, families with a lot of money, or kids that got scholarship to go. So it's like that kind of blend. I see you guys all as my friends here. So, you know, sometimes it's just like people push themselves, to be something they're not, especially when they're trying to figure out who they are in the world. I think I go to the internet looking for acceptance a lot, and it's just not a super nice place. Yeah, you're lovely, of course, but often it's kind of mean, I guess. No, I agree with that. That's where the biggest thing I could recommend, Paxton, is like picking and choosing and understanding like how you use the internet. So I could imagine that I'm probably a little bit older than you. So for me, I remember what it was like to have to like, I only could go on my computer after school. And you know, Benny got me. He got me good. You know, I had set time that I could go on the internet. So I know how to not get like that dopamine hit or always be picking up my phone. Like, yeah, I'm on my phone right now, but I'm like streaming as I'm doing kind of like a hobby. So I'm not as, like only on the receiving end, you know what I mean? Of like the energy. Hi, Siddharth, how are you? So I will say this, that there is the perception. Oh yeah. Okay. So we're right. Literally like practically the same age. So, you're so funny. So, and honestly, it, you know, putting kind of context clues together in just a little bit that you've shared as an intuitive person. Hi, Crafting. How are you? Hi, Da. I'm a ghost. I'm going to haunt the stream. I'm haunting the YouTube stream. But yeah, I think like, especially now that we're adults, it's so much easier to just look at it as like, everyone has something that they feel uncomfortable or shame around. But like, if that part of your life is already gone or you're already past it in some way, then the only person that's making you feel like you have to suffer for it is you at the end of the day. So, you know, I think rumination is a very hard thing for people to work through. Yeah, absolutely, Sai. But yeah, it takes time. You know, some things take time, and it's probably a variation of like a grieving process for you. Even, you know, we don't have to, thank you. We don't have to, someone doesn't have to die for our grief to be present or grief to be present in our lives. So, you know, just a couple kind of cliff notes that I could think without knowing your full situation. But, you don't live in the past anymore. The only thing that you have to hold on to, you know, is the present moment for all of us. So I would think about if it was things that you couldn't control, you know, moving forward with that in mind of like, okay, I'm here, I'm moving forward. That's where I'm going. So yeah, I like the therapy talks. Most days I'm a therapist, truly, like at my nature. I'm a therapist without the PhD. So I say it's educational advice only. You do you at the end of the day. You know, one day at a time. I need to see my lip gloss here. But yeah. I get caught up in what people might think, even if not actively happening. And that's also a safety thing. Like, biologically, Paxton, it's like no, not 23 plus 10 years. 23 plus 10 years. But yeah, how about if you lost a child? Well, first of all, I'm so sorry, Christopher. And I think as a parent, I don't have children. I haven't lost a child personally. But I think as a parent, I can imagine putting myself in your position that there's always going to be a part of you that even if it wasn't your fault, like as a parent, you feel like, oh my God, I should have had control over the situation, or there's something I could have done. And, you know, it's kind of like an acknowledgement and an honoring. And there's been a quote that's been going around the internet when it comes to, yes, exactly, I'm sure consultant, I love that. When it comes to grief, that grief is like glitter. And when you spill glitter on a carpet, you can vacuum for years and that glitter still appears. And something that I had somebody tell me once is that grief is a verb. So you're actually grieving, you know, and when you're in, like, grieving is a process, and you don't get over losing people, especially not a child, as a parent. So when you're going through that process of saying like, okay, working with the grief of losing a child, you're like, okay, this is never going to go away. And I am going to live with this aversion of this feeling forever. And I don't say that for that to be scary or discouraging, but just for the honest truth. Even for the people that I've lost in my life, that I felt that heaviness, you know? And so I have like some of my people that have passed away. I have in pictures that are right here up on my little space. So like I keep them around me. There's my backyard, for those of you wondering. I keep them around me, and I talk to them out loud as if they're here, you know, every single day. So those to me have been things that have been helpful. Yeah, exactly. Grief is your love with nowhere to go. Yeah, I always say it's like that testimony, right? Absolutely. Hi, Dev. Thank you. Brenna's already great. You don't need to make her great. Yes, that's part of Siddharth's campaign because he wanted to be my mod. He wants to be my mod. It is cold outside. It snowed the day before yesterday. But yeah, Siraj, I feel like, I mean, definitely I think any kind of support groups, but this is the thing that is challenging. As humans, hello, we have a hard time sitting with our pain. And we think that, you know, pain we associate with something's wrong, because really something is, right? When you're in pain, there are things that are challenging. Yes, absolutely. I think like for me, anytime that I've gone through an exceptionally difficult time, it actually helps me to help other people. So like I've been through a lot of challenging things in my life. I had a challenging year last year, and I don't run away from my problems. I think that I look for things that I can do to help cope with my problems in a healthy way. Everybody has different coping skills, some of them good, some of them not so good. And for me personally, you know, I am always like, I operate from a place of like, I haven't suffered the loss of a child personally, but like for the things that in my life that have been painful, I pour out from my overflow. Yeah, it's not easy being a weirdo. Life has been hard. I understand. Aw, SK, yeah. You know, you take care of yourself and you do what you can. I will say they're not uncommon. So, but I don't feel like, you know, if you're healthy and, you know, you check in with your doctor, like, you know, you just be on top of the things you can do. And there's only so much in life that we can control. Humans like the illusion of control. But there's not much that we have, you know, at our disposal. We can control to the best of our ability what we think, working on our mindset, even if we don't have the best thoughts, you know, working on our mindset. But everything takes effort, you know? So even with counseling and therapy and group therapy, it's never one thing when we're in pain that makes us feel better. Like there's not just a one trade-off where like, if I'm in pain, if I go to therapy, that's all I have to do and everything will feel better. But it's a bunch of different tools that we need in our toolbox to be able to fix that pain. So yeah. Vasu says, Brenna, I wanted to ask you, how do you recharge your battery, like your energies when drained? Because I believe you are an empath like me. Yes, can you tell? And sometimes I find it hard to rejuvenate and refresh. So a couple things that I do, like every time I get off of live, I'll like eat something, and then I usually have like it depends on the day. Most days I'll take like an hour break just to lay on my couch. I'll touch base with my husband. Maybe I'll watch like a show that I like, and have another cup of like tea or something. And just relax for an hour or two. I'm also very big on, like, I work out almost every single day, even if it's something like 15 minutes of weights. And then at night, I always make sure that like 3 hours before I go to bed, I allow myself just to like explore. I stop all my work and my hard thinking at like 9 p.m. Sometimes 10 p.m. because I work a little bit later, sometimes. So the last like 3 hours of the day, I'll just kind of like, what do I want to explore today? Cause I'm like, you're chilling the whole day. No, that's not true. I wish that would be nice. Wouldn't it, Patel? We could all chill the whole day. I have a longer day, but I have periods of intensity, and I've been working, you know, very hard for 10 years of the last 10 years of my life, to afford the luxury to have those woven in. But I was saying this, like, nobody gets brownie points for doing things the hard way. And especially because like I've done my time grinding and hustling and working in New York City and schlepping and working 14, 16, 18-hour days and getting little sleep. But I was smart about how I planned my life so that I have the ability to relax in a way that I'm aware that not everybody does, but because I was strategic about it. And I was intentional, and I am intentional about everything that I do. So a lot of people could look at me in this moment and be like, must be nice, that must be nice. But it's because like you guys didn't see, the other 10 years working my way up until this point. So I have worked on my ability to have my peace. Because in transparency, I've dealt with a lot of violence of a lot of kinds in my life. I've been through, the capital A word, that you can say when it comes to those of you that can read between the lines, but I've had a tough life, but that's why I kind of feel like when you see like the movie Venom or something, and he's this big beefy guy and he just wants to be like with his flowers, like working in his garden. That's how a lot of the times that I feel. So it's why I'm so grounded, and I choose to live in a place that makes me peaceful. And I choose to live in a place where I allow myself to be happy and joy, because it is at this point in time in my life a choice, so I could sit and cry every day about some of the things that I've been through and I've gone through. But I don't know if today's going to be my last day on earth. So I don't want to live my life that way anymore, because of the times when I was a kid that the people in my life didn't protect me, and I didn't know how, because I didn't have any adults that were coming to save me in those moments that I really needed them. So I became the adult that I wish that I had. So, people like me that sit in front of people and give advice and look really peaceful. It's not just because we wear it well, doesn't mean that it wasn't heavy at some point. And that's what gives us that like grounded ability. There's other people like me out there, but finding people that have the energy to go online, being an empath, and I'll look at your questions in a moment. Yeah, Vasu, exactly. That's why I always like to share, perspective. And I haven't really shared that yet on this channel, just because the question hasn't come up, or like the time and the place to share. But because of my experiences and how many things I've been through, good and bad, I find that I can relate to a lot of people for that reason. But yeah. I'm sorry you've had hard times here. I feel you're too kind of a person. Thank you. And I feel like that for most of us, Yeah, Keshav, I don't know if I'll answer it, but you can definitely ask. Yeah. So, oh, okay, I'll try. I'm going to write that down. I'm going to make a poll so you guys can choose what it is that you want me to make in the live. Hi, Arshad. Thank you. Yeah, Siraj, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I think like when you grow up in environments or go through things that are particularly challenging, it makes you smart. Like I have street smarts, but I'm also book smart. So, and you can learn both things, right? But yeah, I'm going to do memberships. I am. Vasu, what are some of the things that you want from a membership? I want to think about that this week, so I make sure that I'm creating something that's actually helpful for you guys too. Yeah, sometimes I feel like I deserve the bad times. I didn't choose to be this way, but I'm still deeply ashamed. Yeah, absolutely. I think, and this asks Suraj, this answers your question too, a little bit, but I don't know what it is that you feel you deserve punishment for, or why you feel like, oh, I just got a volcano notice. Is there a volcano that went off somewhere? No, I'm not near a volcano. But maybe that was something. Let me turn on Do Not Disturb. Hold on. But I would also question why you feel like you deserve the bad things that have happened. I don't know, I don't know why bad things happen to good people. I love blueberry pie. But I would say that, you're sweet. Thank you so much, Vasu. I appreciate that. Yeah, if there's any requests for what you guys would want to see in a membership that you would join, just let me know. I was also thinking about doing like an English, if people wanted to learn English with me, because I like to teach. So I'm like, maybe we could do a fun English class or something, as one of the tiers. I'll think about it and write a couple, make a couple different tiers. But yeah, even after a gap, I feel like I'm talking with my precious friend. Yeah, thank you so much. Give some amount for the membership. Yeah, so I'm actually going to start volunteering at an animal wildlife sanctuary. So I also want to help some of the animals too that are struggling, because when people struggle like they are right now, animals struggle even more because there's not as many people that have the ability to take care of them. So I want to do animals first. And then there's also a couple outreach locations for people who are struggling with food scarcity or homelessness in my area. So I want to do that too. But I want to show you guys that that's where the money's going to, but I also don't want to make it where it looks like I'm like, oh my God, look at how good I am. But I want you to see that like a portion of the proceeds, swaths, like are actually going to it. So figuring out what that looks like, I think is important. But yeah, without getting into the specific, it's just how I've always been since I was a baby. Yeah, working on the toxic shame. Yeah. It seems like for you, Paxton, there was like portions of your life where it sounds like your parents or the people that raised you, it was like no matter what, you were maybe taught that you were inconvenient, if I had to guess, or if I'm intuiting what you're saying correctly. And okay, thanks, Swas. And so when your brain has been trained of like, oh, if I'm Paxton, I don't need anything. I know that if I show my caregivers that I don't need anything, or that I stay quiet, or that I can take care of everything on my own, you feel like you're not allowed to take up space. And so working through that is important. I felt variations of that myself. But it takes time to like practice, like knowing that like you are worthy and having self-worth. Yeah, hard child. So it always had to be perfect and easy. Yeah. The best way that I can explain it, Paxton, is that like you feel like you have to be like you can only be messy or have emotions within these boundaries. And if you even remotely ekes out in some way, it's like, oh no, that's too much for me. And so the best thing I can say is I feel empowered by knowing that I've got me at the end of the day, but I also know that I needed other people, like we all do. Thank you, Vasu. Thank you so much. That's so sweet of you. Happy to be a part of Brenna's YT family. Thank you so much. Thank you. That means a lot to me. I appreciate you. But yeah, it's that finding people. I will say this. That hole of grief that you feel with, and yeah, for some people it's Jesus, for some people it could be a different religion, but I feel a lot of people that I know do find comfort in that for sure. But I think the struggle is that like in our like communities, like some church communities or masjid communities, Islamic center communities, wherever you go, synagogue, etc. People, the disconnect that people have is that prayer can be helpful as part of a tool, but people need other people who exhibit the actions of godliness in the world, right? So I'm big on, no, you're fine. I knew what you meant. Bye, Rob. Oh, yay. Happy weekend, Rob. But yeah, sometimes I feel like God made me this way. I will say this, that some of my biggest struggles, right, became my biggest power. I think that God and, the universe, whatever you want to call it, like Earth is a place that we're not meant to necessarily experience bliss 24/7, but it does give us grit and the ability to work through our challenges. And listen, there are challenges in many different ways, that many different challenges, a spectrum. Some people have gone through much more difficult things that I have gone through. Yay, congratulations on your puppy. That puppy picture is so cute. What a cute puppy. I love that. Yes, my curvy eyebrows. Hi BM, how are you? But yeah, I would say that that grief that you feel from your parents not being supportive is what is as a whole that can most people's parents, or the things that people have done, most people are either not going to apologize for, or they're not going to go back and change the past, right? So what you do is you figure out, what is it that I can do to live with that pain? Coco, that's so cute. What can I do to deal with that pain? But what's an action that I can take? Hi, Canasia, how are you? It's nice to see you. Happy Thursday. We're talking about grief and pain. But yeah, how I see God is, I do think that there are many different bye. Congratulations on your puppy. There are many different ways that we're through religion that we're explaining the same thing. Some people think saying sorry is bad, but I don't understand why people don't say sorry. I agree. I think that it builds a level of intimacy and like depth in your relationships when people apologize. Absolutely. Absolutely. I just need to probably do something different instead of just ruminating. Absolutely. And I think it's about, sitting with, not just sitting with the thoughts, but channeling them or doing something with them. Like what Vasu and I were just talking about earlier is writing things down, getting out of your head and onto a piece of paper is one of the best things that you can do. Getting out of your head and into your body, putting it out into the world. There's a quote that I really love. I think it was Mark Twain that said it, that a problem written down is a problem half solved. And I really, really, really love that. So that to me is important. Getting it out of my head and onto paper. Things along those lines that can be helpful. Oh wait, Siddharth, sorry. But yeah, like I was exactly SK. I feel the same way, where it's like having that ability to apologize can bring depth to a relationship for sure. So yeah, but there's also like, it takes time to figure out what your tools are in your toolbox. You thought I was younger than you, younger than 21. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's why like living in a higher frequency or living in a lighter energy can be helpful. And sorry to be talking so much. No, I just keep feeling bad about myself because I'm envisioning what the average person would think about me, and it's always bad. Listen, the average person thinks badly about themselves, so it's not uncommon. And I think, Paxton, knowing and what you're going through, exactly. I was going to say, Vasu, same sentiment. Thank you for saying that. Like, there are so many people that are feeling some variation of what you're feeling. So that's why I have no problem like talking about you. You were just the catalyst for us to talk about this together. But I think everyone on the earth right now feels like this in some way. At some point in time, even if not currently, but it is that like, you're not a burden. You're here just like the rest of us. How rare it is that our combination of cells even brought us here to exist in this body in this way, in this time. And what do we want to do with it? Even if it's about surviving, Hi, James. Welcome back. I'm good, Darth. How are you? Nobody has met the God. I kind of feel like a human construct. Yeah, a lot of them are highly flawed. Yeah, listen, like I am big on spirituality, but I don't agree with all the advice of like organized religion. I don't believe in other people judging other people in that way. Like it's not for other people to judge. And I find that religion too, and I was talking about this with somebody earlier, and I made a post about this in my Patreon community, or I recorded one to make in my Patreon community. There are people who turn to variations of religion and spirituality because they don't believe in, they believe that they can still do bad things, and they're like, I don't care because I'm just going to be forgiven anyway, or you should just forgive me. And that's an important, you can tell the people who are doing it because you're like, well, you should just forgive me and I don't even have to say I'm sorry, or I did this terrible thing. I'm gonna be forgiven. I'm gonna be forgiven. And I don't, like, I run away from those types of people because they hide their toxicity over something that's supposed to represent purity, and they don't. It's like a do as I say, not as I do sort of thing. So I've seen a lot of that as well. Not saying that that's everybody who's religious, but I've seen a lot of people like that, that are religious. Specifically, my experience is more so with Christianity. So I can speak to that the most, but, again, not all the time. Hi, Ujala, how are you? Yeah, no, you're so sweet. Yes, make sure you subscribe so that we can stay connected if you haven't already. But yeah, you're the kindest person I met in a long time, and I bet you dislike me. I'm just in a funk overall. I don't dislike people just because they're in a funk. I've dealt with my own bouts of depressive moments in my life, so, it's there. I have no reason not to like you. Listen, it sounds like you grew up with a lot of unforgiving people who didn't allow you to make a mistake ever, so you're too hard on yourself. People who also have absentee parents try to parent themselves and often become their own worst critics as well. So keep that in mind too. But I like you. I promise you won't disappoint me. Let me see, Zoe. I'm going back in the chat here. I look beautiful wearing a headband. Thank you. Let's see. I don't understand whenever I wear like a mini skirt and crop top, old men who have a wife and 2 kids will look at me so weirdly. Because, what is it? Lust is a thing. Lust very much so is a thing. Unfortunately. People who, there's creeps everywhere. Men and women and everyone in between. Yeah. I thought my boyfriend was going to be mad about the news. He was so happy I was shocked. Yeah, I mean, listen, best case scenario for both of you, But so, yeah, feel free to share. I didn't get to read your question. But yeah. No. You're sweet. Yeah, at the end of the day, I can't change your mind. Yeah. Yeah. No, Zoe's removing her own messages. When it says message retracted, it's people removing their own messages. So I didn't delete them, but Zoe deleted them. Maybe she just didn't feel like asking anymore. But yeah, we were just talking about different advice today, Ujala. Mark Twain had some great lines, but another great person once said a 5-minute chat with Brenna a day keeps the doctor away. You're so sweet. I'm screenshotting that. Thank you. I love to be able to help in any way. Remember, Brenna, I once told you that how people come in this channel and stay and come again. Right now we can see why. Thank you so much. I just like being, hi, Rue. I value being like a real person. I don't come to the internet and pretend to be something that I'm not, like I don't know. I can't fake that part of me, like, do I compartmentalize my life? Yes. But it's like, I don't have that chip that allows me to be like, okay, and I'm going to be this person and here's my life goal. Like, I don't have that like internet persona. And that's what I miss. Like, I miss the old internet in terms of like people, like we're craving that depth. We don't have that third space anymore. And that third space was like that place in between that you went to just hang out. Hi, TJ. And Zoe, I'll read in a second. Thank you, Paxton. In any way that I can, I'm happy to. But yeah, I used to believe in God, but now I don't, but I know he's probably, what would be too hard to do, Canacia? I didn't see, or I don't remember what I said. I used to believe in God, but now I don't, but I know he's probably going to come back soon. So that's what's bad. I don't believe anymore. I've known I'm not like an adult, but I don't know what to do. I mean, listen, I think that belief in something is important to me. Like, I'm somebody who always, like, I believe in good energy. I think that in my from my perspective, if you put in the effort to do what you have to do to be a good person, and figure out whatever it is that makes you feel good to do good. Whoever's on the other side, I think there's a benefit to that in my way. But we truly truly don't know what happens when we die. We don't have anyone that's fully come back and told us, like, yes, there's people with near-death experiences, but I know that to me it feels good to be a good person. And I believe in a variation of God, if you will, but I don't necessarily believe that a Muslim is going to go to hell because they don't believe in Jesus, sort of thing. So that's the short version of my perspective. But I'm not the judge and jury. I'm just somebody who does what I can in my little corner of the world and can share my perspective, and people can believe in it, people cannot believe in it, but that's my perspective. No, and I don't think body count matters. Thank you. I value and respect your positive attitude. Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, I think that, there's a lot of people like having like crisis of faith and, struggling with those types of, situations right now. So I don't have all the answers though. Thank you, Tree. Zoe, reason of not believing in God, I must clear your heart. I will give you 100% clarity. Chill out, Ben. What did you ask? I don't remember. My classmates think I'm very arrogant and have sort of the attitude, but I'm the kindest person. The best thing you could do is let people be wrong about you. Let people be wrong about you. Because there's always going to be somebody that wants to be wrong. Hi, Shub. How are you? I do have a son named Benny. I'm in America. Oh, that was Siddharth asking for somebody else. You seem warm-hearted for a girl. Thanks. Good for you. You must have a good dad. I do have a good dad. Yes, some people come into your life to teach you a lesson. Absolutely. I think everything we go through in life is a response, Hi, Vicky. So yeah, we just respond with the hand that we're dealt in the best way possible. And I just know that, I don't exactly know what the full spectrum of where we go is after we die, but I do know that this isn't the place that we belong forever, for sure. But yeah. Yes, tomorrow's the first day of spring. Absolutely. But what do I do right now? I'm scared. I don't want to go to hell. For you, if you believe in a hell, then that would lead me to believe that you believe in heaven. So for you, it sounds like you have a desire to go back to a Christian faith in some capacity. So I would figure out what it is that you need to do for that to be, for you to feel comfortable in your spirit. But I think if you're a good person, that does what you can, that's my belief. But I'm much more interested in people's actions and how they treat other people, what they do when they're in pain, and how they don't take that pain out on other people who don't deserve it. I think that to me is the most godly thing that you could do, because it takes a lot of self-respect and self-awareness to not spew out venom in places where it doesn't belong. How do you drive when you're having a bad day and you're in a bad mood and you woke up late? It's not the person's in front of you's fault that you woke up late. Those micro things that happen aren't exactly that to me are things that we can do that change the frequency of the world. Energy star? Do you mean my energy of the day, Binu? Yeah. Yeah, Tehasan, Muhammad is not here today. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't even see what they were arguing about. I was too busy making butter chicken and enjoying my lunch. I didn't see that. The picture behind me is The Birth of Venus by Botticelli. So my crush goes to my church, so I don't really listen because I look at him. It's not a good thing. I don't lessen the lesson. Yeah, I'd rather retreat and be left alone. Absolutely. Well, you and I are the same way, Kinesia, and that we know that we're meant to be seen by people, from what I remember of your chart and my chart, but there's also like a need for us to have clarity. So that clarity to me comes through alone time. And I feel that where it's like, I know that I want to be a positive influence, and that clearly this community, you know me from TikTok, this is a whole different space over here. And I don't go where I think that I'm needed. I go where I'm appreciated, and I go where I am considered, and I go where I am respected. You know, of course there are people here that aren't, you know, they it's just the internet. There's people in every space that do what they have to do to not feel respected. But I think right now, like the biggest thing that I can say is from one spiritual practitioner to another is that go to the space where you didn't expect, and listen to the people. Like how many people in my room here are actually American? I think most people that I have in here are from India. I have Thailand. I have Vasu. I forget what country you're from. But there's a lot of people who are here from different areas of the world that I didn't expect to be in my crew here. But I don't go, like, I know my general vein is, you know, spiritual strategy in some way. So I live with that in mind and go where the wind takes me. Yeah, I'm going to make a next, I'm going to make a poll next, but I made butter chicken and paratha yesterday, which was amazing. Yeah, I think a majority here are people from, from Bhutan. Yes, half Bhutanese, half Indian. That's right. That's right. I love that. Let me see. I'm suffering with hardship in life. I feel nothing is changing related to my career. What advice would you give me to your 21-year-old self? That every year of your 20s, you learn 10 years worth of lessons in one. Your 20s are what your teenage years, what you're taught that your teenage years are supposed to feel like. I feel the most like myself at 32, right? 32, 33 than I ever have. So for me, it was, I allowed myself to make mistakes in my 20s. I allowed myself to make errors and trial and error and explore everything because I wasn't married and I didn't have a family yet. I didn't have a mortgage that I had to worry about, right? Yes, Barry. So your career will change because you are so young and you're not stuck even if you feel stuck. So I would allow yourself to just figure out, I love the 90s, I agree. The best thing I could tell you is to just do what you can, start to build a savings, pay off any debt that you may have if you do have debt when it comes to consumer debt or credit card debt or whatever it is, and allow yourself to think about, well, when I really start to take an assessment of what makes me happy, what is it that, what do things do I keep going back to? What things do I keep going back to? What things make me happy? You know, I knew that I was always a night owl, so I was never going to be somebody that, you know, was up and out the door at 4:00 every day like my dad was. Hi, higher observer. Hi, Henry. Or Justin. But yeah. Well, for me, INFJ, I love that. I'm an INFJ too. Projesh, hello. Myers, I didn't see your question. Try typing it again. Yeah, I don't know what's happening with some of the comments that get censored, but it doesn't even give me an opportunity to unhide anything. Yeah, education debt too. Yeah, just take your time to pay it off and stop looking for instant gratification. Stop looking for your problems to be solved like that. We forget we can buy anything online. Good night, Vasu. It was nice to see you. Thank you for the gift. I appreciate you. I was gonna say great minds think alike. Yeah, I don't know. What's the definition of atheist? I don't know if I would necessarily, I am a 90s kid. I don't know what the exact definition of atheist. I've looked it up before, but I don't really necessarily feel like I need a title to it. I'm just spiritual, not religious is the best way I could say it. Similar nose, yeah. I have my grandmother's nose, which I love. I forget what question I was answering. Hi, Tupac. How are you? I was talking about education, debt. Yeah. Oh, instant gratification. We are not Amazon Prime. You can't overnight your success. And people, the reason that people are struggling so much right now is because they're unwilling to take daily steps towards their habit and are frustrated and give up at the fact that they can't have their goals met tomorrow. So figuring out what it is that you need to accomplish your goals without allowing yourself to get overwhelmed by the idea of accomplishing them and getting that instant gratification. Working with instant gratification, it's getting the dopamine hit. If I know that I want to grow my muscles, right? And I know that I'm going to do an arm workout 4 times a week, right? I know that I need to give my muscles a break in between to rest because that's how it works. I could go in for surgery and get biceps put in, but to me, it's not about, I value my mental health, how I feel strong in my physical body, the natural way. That's a personal value of mine. If somebody else wants to go in and get surgery to get their biceps put in, amazing. But, for me, it's like I value putting in the effort because of how it affects every area of my life. Because when I work out, I get multiple different benefits in my body versus if I went in for surgery, it only benefits one portion. And then we still come back to the same issue again and again. So, that is important. That's important. Thanks, Swas. But yeah, I mean, if you have to ask how to be a good boyfriend, chill out for a second. Let me see. I'm going to put the thing on. There we go. I'll do sub-only lives at some point too. Let me go back. Dallas, hola. Hablo español un poco, sí. I'm doing good. Thank you, Tupac. Let me see. Oh, what's your opinion on loans and EMI? Should I take a future to buy things or rather not? I think that learning how the reason we take out loans, if it's not for education, right, it's different. I saw Myers. I just have to get back to the chat in order. But Swas had asked first. So if you are somebody that needs to take out a loan, I wouldn't take out a loan for consumer debt. The biggest thing I would, if you need something, like more of an essential, I would do like a pay in 4 maximum, but don't put something on a credit card not knowing where the money's going to come from. But yeah, what is your girlfriend? Do you have a girlfriend already? Or are you looking to get a get a boyfriend or get a girlfriend? But yeah, how to curse less, Myers? I mean, for you, it just depends. I think that, working on impulsivity, and a lustful spirit is important. But yeah, I would definitely figure out like what are you cursing around? Like people who deal with like cursing. I mean, I curse, but I don't curse for an excess. Like for me, like a curse word is a punctuation, but like I don't see, it's just a word. For me, if I say fuck, like I don't think there's an issue with that in the right place in the right time. But figuring that out is important for yourself. Yeah, AI is getting really good. I'm not AI. I have all my hands scratches for my cat from when we were playing earlier. But yeah. He's running around. He went back upstairs because my husband was done with his meeting and he opened up his door. Yeah, I'm either a serial cursor or extremely well spoken, nothing in between. I relate to that. I relate to that. Yeah, I think God is like, we're all explaining. I mean, if you go back, like, right, the Abrahamic religions, it's all explaining the same God and a different prophet. Yeah. That's the thing, when people worry about like being a good boyfriend, if you don't know how to treat somebody with respect, then nothing else matters. Yeah, the German Shepherd gave me a love gut bite. Good memory. Yes, Siraj. Yeah, worry about yourself. Like the problem with a big problem is that a lot of people are worried about what other people are doing. Be where your feet are. Like what's happening now, who's around you now. If you don't like who's around you, if you don't like the clothes that are in your closet, if you don't like, whatever it is that Australia, hello. You have the ability to change it. If you have the ability to notice something around you is wrong and you don't enjoy it, you have the ability to change it too, or figure out where you need to go to get support to make a change. I'm from North America. Yeah. Eat special cooking session. Oh my gosh, Abuzar, is that Seaway, what you were saying? Seaway? Thank you, Mr. Bombastic. I love that song. I have not, Vicky. But yeah, what are some dishes that people make for Eid? Yeah. Is that the name of a god or a goddess, Ben? I've never heard of that before. Yeah, Sir Isaac Newton, if you really need an advice, the advice would be just to be yourself. If you are smart as fuck, if not, then first try to be smart. Yeah, it's true. I mean, yeah, I agree with SK. It depends on the country, but people are too worried about getting a boyfriend or girlfriend, having a husband or a wife, not oh, biryani with dates. Hi, Emily. I'm from North America. Kabsa meat and rice. That sounds good. I love a good kebab. Kabsa. I'm going to make a poll in the community chat for next Wednesday. I don't have a favorite dish, although I'm very excited because I do have butter chicken leftovers from yesterday. Yeah. Take risk, find real God, or rot in hell, your choice. I'll rot. If that's what you believe, I'll rot. I'm good. Will be if unable to fill my physical demand. Yeah, find a new boyfriend then. I have a girlfriend who knows and accepts me, but that's not the only thing that matters in life. It is true. Thank you, Siraj. Biryani, yes, there you go. Ooh, thin noodles. That sounds good. Oh, I love cashews. Cashews and almonds. That sounds good. That's so cool. Oh, yeah, I'm not Polish. I'm Irish and Eastern European. Yes, exactly. I'll have to eat with you guys. Yeah, I'm not hungry right now because I did actually eat a little earlier right before I came on the live. So I'm probably gonna be a little bit later than usual. But I won't be on tomorrow, but I'll be back on Saturday a little bit later. But yeah. What's the concept of getting a boyfriend and girlfriend? Just live life, and if you find someone good who you get along with well, then do your thing. Don't purposely find it. It's true. I think it just depends. There's different reasonings depending on your age for what people want a connection for, so to speak, a relationship for. Yeah, I love seafood, but I don't necessarily make it all the time. Yeah, Polish or Eastern European. Yes. Hi, man. I've not been to China. China maxing? What does that mean? Hi, Eddie. Welcome back. Oh my gosh. The butter chicken yesterday was a 10 out of 10. I mean, I think as a teenager, that's what's most important. Yeah, like I feel like a lot of people find that to be most important when you're a teenager and hormones are crazy. I don't think that is the reality of what's most important, but I can't outsmart people of the lessons that they're supposed to learn. That's for sure. But yeah, I do have little Eastern European genes. Hi, Jordan. Bye, Siraj. It was nice to see you again. Good luck studying. I'll see you next time. I need advice about racism and why it runs in the system. How much time do you have? I mean, it depends on where do you find in your personal life, King, that you experience racism the most? It's a Gen Z. I know. Well, anything maxing is a trend. So I was like, people realizing the Chinese way of life. Yeah. Well, I think because when TikTok went, I have all year. There you go. I'm not Hindu. No. I've never heard of that. Bangladesh food. That sounds good. Hi, Shy. But yeah, King Lou, let me know where do you find that you're experiencing it specifically? Yeah, it depends on where I'm going, Eddie. All stores are different. All stores are different. Yeah, Obuzar, you're not wrong. Depends on what, I mean, I don't know. I don't even know what an actual American dish is besides like a cheeseburger or a hamburger. Like, I really don't know what the difference is. Yeah, I'm pretty much all Irish. um, I don't run a boutique for a living, no. You're a little Slavic. I have my own spiritual business. But yeah, anything maxing. That's so funny. I think of like Red Note. Hold on, I have to refresh this page because the chat is going crazy. It's like glitching. Okay, there we go. The Queen of Ireland, yeah. I had red hair when I was born. My son's foster parents hate me and I have nothing. I don't have anything to her. She's a white woman and she hates me. Yeah, I will say this. I mean, I think that open relationships like that with foster parents or adopted parents are always challenging. Unfortunately, you will have people who are white that adopt babies of color as like a status symbol. You know, that isn't the case with everybody because it's also from my limited understanding of adoption or foster care in the US versus other countries is that it's easier for white people to adopt children of color than it is for them to adopt American children in foster care. I don't know. Good night, Vicky. I don't know what that I don't know enough about it because I haven't understood the foster care system or the adoption system. I don't know enough about it, but I will say that that is definitely a thing that happens in my limited understanding. So it's unfortunate, but I think that it's like somebody who is adopting or is a foster parent, also people in America will do it just for a check. Yeah, I'm happy to. And I'm happy to help in any way. Yeah, higher observer. I know, like builds like a healthy connection. But yeah, you see a lot of that. But yeah, I just said Tupac. It just came up again. I'm good now. Thanks. What about you? It's good to see you though. Yeah, Vicky, go ahead. I know, whole like cat sanctuary. But I think what's helpful, King, even though it's not helpful, is that people do, like, you know how she is, the foster mom, right? So knowing that you know the way that she is, it doesn't excuse her behavior, but it explains why she treats you the way that she treats you, because she feels like, you know, probably all the things like, you know, she's taking care of your kid instead of you for whatever reason, your child had to go into foster care, you know, things of that nature. And it's like, you did what you thought was best for your child. And, thank you, Tupac. I know, I'm like, do I want to go back to school for counseling? Maybe I will. But yeah, back at the table. Exactly, Tape. Exactly. I'm the same way, SK. I feel the exact same way. I have a big space in my heart for animals and animal cruelty for sure. Every time